may not have the VO2 max of a biathlete, but I can sure rock one of their looks. Welcome to week 34. I thought last week was week 34. It wasn't, it was week 33. I got that wrong. I get a lot of things wrong. I got last week's wrong. So I mentioned in last week's vlog that I wasn't feeling particularly great after the velodrome trip and that I was going to call it quits for a bit, not do any training for that entire week, and I've done almost exactly that. I've done nothing this whole week. The plan really is to go out for a short run this morning by doing 20 minutes easy running, just getting the legs turning over, and see how this feels overnight, and if everything's okay, tomorrow I'll hop on the turbo for a quick 45 minutes before heading to Bath and coach at the Odd Down bike track. Go on, George, stick deep, mate, well done. It does mean my CTL's dropped down to 43. I'm not overly worried about that, to be honest with you, because I know I can build that up quite steadily. It's way more important for me at the moment to make sure that this cold that I've had isn't going to turn into a chest infection like it did a couple of months back, and I miss out such a massive block of training. I can make all of that time back. It's really not a major issue for me to do that. In Bristol 3 days a week at university, and I normally ride my bike in for 2 of those days, and that's the biggest thing that I've missed out this week. As you could tell from the opening montage, I was really aware of all the traffic and all the things that I really hate about not being able to ride into work. I don't really feel that waiting at a bus stop at 10 to 7 in the morning is a great way to start your day. I don't really like getting the bus in, sitting around all these other people who look pretty miserable, sat there listening to their tinny headphones. I'm not a massive fan of the local bus company either. I much prefer to get up in the morning, get some warm kit on, get out on my bike, ride to work. I'm lucky enough that my bike route can take many different road routes, go up hills, stay on the flat, do whatever I like, really. I can also take a couple of really amazing cross routes that take me alongside the River Avon, which really excite me. I love doing that. Riding along past the suspension bridge with the sun coming up in the morning, looking over at the portway where all the other cars are and all these people kind of sat in their metal boxes on their way into work. There's 4 main reasons why I love commuting into work by bike. Number 1, it's really good fun. I enjoy riding my bike. I think everybody pretty much feels the same way they did when they were kids, that sense of freedom, that excitement of being able to get on the bike, and you're completely in your own kind of world, so it's good fun. Number 2 is the cost. Getting the bus in is ridiculously expensive. I actually don't know how people can afford to actually get the bus in 5 days a week to go to work. Obviously, riding a bike, there's kind of buying tyres and chains and maintenance costs, which I do most of that myself. But yeah, the cost of it's crazy. Parking in Bristol is expensive. Getting petrol's absolutely ridiculous prices these days. So there's the financial implication too. Number 3, obviously, is the physical thing. I can ride into work in zone 1, zone 2, get my easy miles in. All of that stuff's taken care of. I can do efforts if I want to. I can do some hill reps when that time of year comes around. But generally speaking, it's just easy ways to get 4 or 5 hours worth of bike riding training in. So it does my physical health good. And finally, number 4, there's the mental health aspect. The fact that for the first hour of the day, I've had some time to myself. I've been able to gather my thoughts, think about what happened the day before. It increases my kind of overall productivity and my overall kind of mental health. It's proved very beneficial to me over the years to be able to have that time to myself. And obviously, it's not always perfect. Sometimes it can be rainy. There's always inevitably a headwind on the way back. Coming off of the coast, blowing between Clevedon and Bristol, we pretty much always have a headwind on the way home. And sometimes it's cold, it's rainy, it's a bit murky, and in the winter you're just staring at this patch of white on the ground. But you know, I'll take that over sitting on a bus any day. I remember when I started getting back into running and stuff, and I was trying to work out ways that I could get easy miles in. And sometimes I drove to Long Ashton and parked there and ran the last kind of 7 or 8 kilometres into work. Sometimes I even rode the bike into Bristol in the morning and then got the train back to Yatton and rode the last couple of kilometres back from Yatton station just before I was kind of fit enough to do all of that riding. I think there are always ways that you can work a little bit of a run or a bike commute into your working commute, even if that's driving a certain way and then getting your running shoes on and running the rest of the way, or whether it's taking your bike in the boot of the car and doing that. I see loads of people doing that. I have a huge amount of respect for them, and it's just another car off the road, and it's a little bit more healthy for you guys. That's this week, not much to report. Hopefully next week I'll be back onto a decent part of the training plan. I need to sit down and work out what I'm going to do, because next week was supposed to be a rest week, but obviously I've kind of had a rest week, but then I wasn't very well either. So I need to have a play around with my numbers, but hopefully my hours will be back up and hopefully my CTL will be in the right direction. Other than that, there's not much to report at the minute, other than the fact that it's starting to feel a little bit spring-like. I can kind of see that it's starting to feel less like winter now. I know the nights are drawing out, and that's always a really great thing, which means I can't wait to get back on my bike. Anyway, that's week 34. Not a huge amount to report. Hopefully week 35. I'm pretty sure it's week 35. I haven't got that wrong. Not week 30. So I missed week 33 was actually week 34. This is week 34. So yeah, so week 34, week 33, week 33, week 34. So this is week 34. So in week 35 next week, hopefully I'll have a bit more to report in terms of training. And I'll see you then. Have a good week. Stay safe. Stay out of the rain. Stay warm and dry. And I'll see you in week 35. I almost forgot. Don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the bell if you want notifications when I put one of these new videos up. And also, if you've got any friends that are into triathlon, don't forget to send them a link to these videos too if you think they're going to be interested. Have a good week.